for your money watch this morning. Home prices are on the rise all across the country, meaning it's especially important for prospective buyers to weigh all those little extras when figuring out a budget. Joe Bert, the Oracle of Orlando, joining us now in studio. Joe, good morning.
Good morning, Andrea. Thank you very much.
Let's talk first budget,
yes.
The evil budget word.
Right.
Are there any general rules when it comes to figuring out how much you can afford?
Generally, it's about 36% of your income should go, more than that should not go to mortgage payments. But just because you can qualify for the mortgage doesn't mean you can necessarily afford it. There's two different things. You can, you say, oh, the bank will give this much money and we can, we can make this payment. But there's a lot of things that go on beside the mortgage payment.
You have to be careful of being house poor, as they say, right?
Yeah, bite off more than you can chew, because that oftentimes gets people in trouble, particularly if you lose your job. And we saw that in 2008,
yes.
2009, because it was so easy to qualify for a mortgage. People were getting these big houses, lose their job, and then that started the whole mess that we had 10 years ago.
Let's talk about some of those unexpected costs associated with buying a home, starting with a home inspector.
This is critical, because you're buying this home, and unless you really understand all the things that go on in the house, like the plumbing, the electrical, the roof.
The roof is a big one.
Particularly today, because it's tough to get a roofer.
Yes.
With all the demand on. So you have the house inspector come in. He's going to look at your home, but you might be able to take a little bit further. How about a termite inspection? Oftentimes, the basic inspection doesn't cover termites, and particularly after the storms we've had, you may want to hire a roof inspector to be sure, because that's a big expense.
Yeah, and mold as well. I know.
Oh, mold as well. Yes. So just a basic home inspection, may approve the home and may approve for the mortgage, but then you may find out you've got other problems that nobody uncovered because nobody took that extra step.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
All right, other closing costs.
Well, you got title insurance, you got all the attorney's fees, all that stuff sometimes adds up to 1 or 2% of the purchase price on top of, and people roll that in the mortgage, but once again, that adds to the purchase price of the house.
Property taxes.
Property taxes, people don't oftentimes forget about that, and they go up. As time goes on, you stay in a house for a period of time, you've got property taxes, which are oftentimes factored in the mortgage. So when you look at your mortgage payment, you have principal, interest, insurance, and property taxes. And that, if you're paying it that way, you pretty much know what your payment is going to be. But once again, you want to be sure that you can make those payments, because when you don't make those payments, you lose the house.
You get into big trouble. Home improvement and repairs. We talked about the roof, the AC, so many other things.
Yeah, those things add up. Running a house. When you move into the house, a lot of people don't think about, okay, we're going to move in the house. Now, all that stuff that we want to do, how about window treatments?
Oh, yeah.
The drapes, the shutters, whatever you're going to put on the house. The floors you want to change. You want to put in the white picket fence.
Sure.
Change the landscaping. All that stuff adds up, and before you know it, and what you don't want to do is then put it on a credit card, because now you have the mortgage payment plus the credit card payment.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Utilities also a big factor.
Well, if you're moving out of an apartment or a smaller place, you've got to remember that chances are those utility bills are going to be a lot higher than what
double or triple,
what you've been experienced to. So that's something else to consider.
All right, Joe, always good to see. Where can people find you?
Just Google me, 2 words, Joe Bert, B-E-R-T.
Okay, there you go.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click here to subscribe to our CFG channel.